What's up? It's your boy Miss. I'm back with another video. It's currently 3 o'clock in the morning, about to be 4, and I just got done playing a lot of Nebula Realms. So, if you don't know what Nebula Realms is, it's a spiritual successor to PlayStation Home, and it's really near and dear to my heart. Not Nebula Realms, but PlayStation Home. See, I first started playing PlayStation Home about the age of, I want to say 13. I was either 13 or 14. It's a long time ago, right? So I've played Nebula Realms before, and when it first came out, and I was interested and to see where it would go. 4 years since I played Nebula Realms, and I was like, let's boot it up. At first, it was just going to be a normal video, like what's been going on in the gaming library. And the more I walked around, the more I'd see a lot of stuff that reminded me of back in the day. And one of those was a fam. If you don't know what a fam is, it's basically like a guild community group. It's called wWw. Apparently they go by just 3W. It used to be W, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, and they trick it out to make it look however they want to look back in PlayStation Home days. They were very notorious back in PlayStation Home days. There was a lot of shit talkers on there, a lot of beef and stuff like that. But I ended up joining wWw, and Wanted Worldwide is what the 3W stood for. But I used to be part of the group, the Sapphire Syndicate, which is awesome because, you know, I just remembered after I did an interview with somebody and I read the full clan tag, I used to be part of that syndicate or that group back a long time ago, like back in middle school. So, you know, it's kind of surprising to see stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I interview these people? You know, I tried to get a interview with somebody high up in wWw, but you know, it is 3 a.m. So, couldn't really find anybody online or find anybody, you know, willing to do the interview that was a high ranking member. But I extend this video if anybody from wWw sees this. Also, any like huge fam in Nebula Realms that wants to do an interview, I extend that invitation. Really interested to see what life is like in Nebula Realms. My time is spent making lots of videos every day, so I didn't really have time to go hunting for the information that I really was looking for. But the people that I did interview, the stuff that I did see, I'm gonna share with you guys and give my experience, talk about stuff from the past, and just relive good times. To start off the adventure, loaded in, immediately went into my wardrobe because for some reason I had pink wings. Last time I logged in, I'm pretty sure I didn't have pink wings, and yeah, they were black. I guess the wings have been discontinued because, you know, now they're pink, so I don't know, something to do with coding. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna be interviewing people, you know, why not get a more professional, business casual attire for these interviews, right? So I went into the shop, started looking for clothes. I just settled on a package of just like casual, you know, kind of swag-like clothes. I was exploring all the different spaces in Nebula Realms, and a lot of these cool, awesome spaces that normally would be full of people were all empty, all dead. It was pretty sad to see. I don't know, maybe it's because it is 3 a.m. and just nobody was online, but you know, a lot of these spaces that I wanted to interview people in, you know, they were empty, so I had to move on. You know, what I thought was cool, nobody was there, so there was no reason to stick around. There was no games, and if there was games, I couldn't find them. That's what really drove a lot of PS Home. Instead of people just chatting around and avatar building, there was also a lot of games in PlayStation Home. So even if you didn't want to talk to people, there was a reason for you to be on PlayStation Home. There was actually a lot of good games on PlayStation Home. So, you know, they don't got to be amazing, because the PlayStation Home games, not all of them were, you know, functionally good, but they were entertaining for what they were. So I would like that to happen. I don't know how big the Nebula Realm team is. I went to this park area. I saw they had like go-kart racing, so I wanted to see what that was like. But the game crashed, and that's the thing with Nebula Realms. The game didn't crash, but it was sitting in the loading screen for far too long. Literally like up to like 5 minutes. I will wait 5 minutes. If the game doesn't load in 5 minutes, I'm just gonna turn it off, reboot, jump back in. I jumped back in, and I ran into my first interviewee, Kitty. Decided to ask her a few questions, and with the power of editing, you do not have to wait to see me type and see her type and respond. Asking the simple questions like, have you played PlayStation Home? And surprisingly, she hasn't played PlayStation Home, which really surprised me, because if you're rocking wWw, that's the PlayStation Home, you know, fam. So I'd expect a lot of them to be from PlayStation Home. Here's the interview, you know, so you can see for yourself. It was an interesting interview, shed a lot of light. Like I said in the interview, she was part of the Sapphire branch of wWw. And that, you know, shocked me, because I was part of the Sapphire branch at one point in PlayStation Home. That was such a long time ago. But I really was with a big group with them. Eventually, we branched off and joined the red version of wWw, because all the wWw have different colors for their different branches. The blue, red, and like an orange yellow looking color. Like they were all branched out. They were all branched out because there were so many members. Like this was in PlayStation Home. I don't know the exact numbers, but let's just say we had 1 million players in PlayStation. Out of all the clubs in the game, let's say everybody had their own club, which isn't the case, but let's say everybody had their own club. I want to say by the end of PlayStation Home's lifespan, 70% of the PlayStation Home fams were all wWw. Okay, so out of 1 million people, theoretically, 70% of them were all wWw. And you could only hold like 100 members in the club, I believe. Like club leaders could only have 100. So you have 100, and then you gotta branch out and make another one with a different color. And eventually you got to the point where you couldn't use different colors anymore. So they had to italicize the W in their clan. Wanted Worldwide literally, like at the end, ran PlayStation Home for better or for worse. To see them, you know, still rocking on, like it's literally been like 10 years of this group being a thing, and they're still around. You know, that's surprising. I don't know if the OG original leader is still even running things, honestly. I met the guy only one time. Okay, only once I met that guy, but I've heard stories about him. I know about him. I still remember to this day. He low-key was an inspiration on why I joined the army. Okay, so I was always wondering, you know, how did he have all this money to spend on this game? Because he's buying all the club memberships. He's buying all the clubhouses. All of this stuff costs real world money. And he's buying all these spaces. Every time PSN came out with new spaces to buy, he would be like one of the first people to buy them for Wanted Worldwide. He'd be one of the first ones to buy it. And he would send money to the fam leaders inside Wanted Worldwide. He would do this with his own money. And I'm like, how does he do this? The story I heard like 8 years ago, right? He was in the military and he ended up getting injured. But since he has disability, he gets paid every month. So essentially the military was paying him and he didn't have to work because he was making so much money. And he decided to spend all his money on PlayStation Home and for Wanted Worldwide. And that's why I was like, whoa, this guy was in the military, got hurt, and now he doesn't have to work ever again. He could just play video games all day. Well, sign me up to the military then. Fast forward 9 years later, your boy Miss goes off to boot camp. So that's legit. That's real deal. Exactly what happened. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know if he, you know, quit. I don't know if he quit during PlayStation Home, quit when PlayStation Home died. I don't know if he's around on Nebula Realms. I don't know. It'd be a very good interview because he has essentially created an entire like movement in a virtual space that not many people really know about because PlayStation Home was only on PlayStation. And PlayStation Home itself was a small thing. Like, PlayStation Home was making money, but apparently Sony didn't think it was making that much money to keep it around. But I go to the bowling alley and I'm like, oh, who should I interview next? I see somebody else with wWw. So I was going to interview her. But what caught my eye was this guy named Mitchie, I believe. Can't remember. But he has this little bear. That bear was in PlayStation Home 8 years ago. As soon as I saw that bear, I was like, yo, I have to interview this guy. I have to talk to him. So did the interview in the bowling alley. And apparently the bowling alley is where the trolls like to hang out. You know, the trolling wasn't bad, but you know, they were interrupting the interview and I was like, I could probably just find someone else to interview. So I just like, okay, let's wrap this up. You know, I appreciate everything you told me. I gotta go. Let's go interview some more people. But fortunately, couldn't really find anybody of interest to interview, but I did see lots of people hanging around the clubs and, you know, smaller areas. So it gave me a little hope, but I can tell that it's cliquish. You know, some people already know these people and they hang out all the time. So they're already cool with each other. So, you know, I want to do more interviews with these people, but it's 3 a.m. I'm not going to be busting my ass trying to interview people that don't want to be talked to and filmed on camera. But that's why I'm making this video as an extension to any Nebula Realm club leader. I have lots of questions. If you guys would like to be interviewed, you know, leave your comments down below in the comment section. I'm going to see them. If you want, you can always message the Instagram down below, link in the description. Message me on there. I will check it out and hopefully we can make another Nebula Realm interview video and hopefully, you know, we can make it a lot bigger than this. Hope you guys enjoyed. This video is a lot different than what normally goes on, but if you guys enjoy this type of structure, let me know. It's been your boy Miss. Have a good day and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.